Hey guys, how's it going? This is BillyEatWorld, and today I wanted to give you guys my top 5 tips for going lone wolf in Battlefield 4. Now, I probably should explain that I'm from Australia, so unfortunately a lot of guys that I play with on a regular basis are from overseas and are in different time zones. That means that more than half the time I play Battlefield 4, I'm actually going it alone. Now, being that BF4 is such a team-based game, going it alone can be quite challenging. Every now and then you may end up in a server with a couple of nice guys who you can communicate and work together with, but it's pretty rare that this happens. But anyway, I find that these 5 things help me to do better when I'm going lone wolf, and hopefully they'll help you guys out as well. So number 5 on our list is to find a good squad and stick with it. Now, you may not be able to talk to these guys for one reason or another, but if you can see they're obviously working together, then they're going to help you out a lot more than a bunch of randoms will. A good way to tell if a squad is working together is by looking to see if they have matching clan tags in their names. If they do, the chances are they'll probably stick together. Okay, so number 4 is to run the Recon Kit. The biggest problem with going lone wolf is that you don't have the tactical awareness that a good squad will give you. If you don't have squad mates spotting enemies or telling you where they are, then you need to do that for yourself. The motion balls and the tugs are very good at warning you of nearby enemies, and that'll help you to get the drop on enemies that would otherwise sneak up on you. The other reason to run the Recon Kit when you're going it alone is that you have access to the spawn beacon. The beacon can help funnel your squad mates into an area you're trying to attack, and can sometimes be a good way to keep your squad together. Number 3 is don't spawn on random teammates unless you know for sure that it's safe to do so. I can't tell you how many times I've spawned on teammates and have been killed instantly because the enemy is already aware of their position. You do get a warning when you're about to spawn on a teammate that's under fire, but sometimes even when you think it's safe, it's not. Whenever possible, I prefer to spawn on nearby objectives and run the rest of the way if need be. When you're communicating with a squad though, it's a different story because you can at least find out if they're a safe spawn before you spawn in. So number 2 on my top 5 tips for going lone wolf is to pick an appropriate loadout. It's always a good idea to stay away from quirky weapons when you're going it alone. What I mean by this is weapons that are good at one particular range but not so good at all ranges. When you're going it alone, more often than not you won't have that base of fire that a full squad will give you, so if in doubt, go with something like the Ace 23 or the F2000 because they'll let you deal with a range of different situations. The faster firing LMGs are not a bad idea either because they'll give you a bit more ammo to deal with multiple enemies. As a general rule, I'd steer clear of DMRs and PDWs because they certainly aren't great all-round weapons. Also, a suppressor is a good attachment choice for going it alone, especially if you're on the losing team. Like I said before, your biggest weakness is not having the tactical awareness of a full squad, so a suppressor will help even those odds by taking you off the minimap. And finally, number 1 on my list is to make every shot count. There's a couple of reasons for this, the first being that every shot that's not suppressed will give you position away. The last thing that you want when you're on your own is a target squad homing in on your position. The second thing is that if you only slightly damage an enemy, there's a good chance that he'll turn around and have enough time to spot you. This is probably even worse than firing unsuppressed because this spot marker sticks around for at least 5 to 7 seconds. Another issue with missing your shots when you're on your own is that unless you're running support, you may not have access to ammo. You can swap kits, but then you have the added disadvantage of having to adapt to someone else's setup. But anyway, to finish up this video, I hope these tips help you guys out because they definitely have helped me to become a better lone wolf. I will say though that if you have the option of squadding up with a friend, I'd probably recommend doing this because in my opinion this game is a lot more fun when you work with other players. In the likely event that you do get stuck on your own though, make sure that you fall back on these 5 points and you should be fine. But anyway guys, that's it, and as always, if you like what you see, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And if you haven't already, please check out all my other Battlefield 4 videos. I've got them all linked in a playlist in the description below. And if you have any suggestions for weapons or loadouts that you'd like to see in upcoming episodes on this channel, then feel free to let me know in the comments of this video or send me a tweet on Twitter at BillyEatWorld. So until next time guys, see you later and have a good one.